Yeah, they see me on top and they get mad cause they can't top me. Got me running up the skull when they even matter cause they can't stop me. Yeah, they see I'm trying to watch me and they trying to copy and it's looking sloppy. Yeah, we about to get it poppin', talking non-stop, can I get a copy? Yeah, you see me on top and they getting mad cause they can't top me. Got me running up the skull when they... You make money, make money, make money, then you take money, take money, take money.
Hello and welcome back to KSB TV YouTube channel. I'm your host, BlaKC HEXican. First, I want to give a shout out to my girl CZ Hexing, first one in the chat. Love you, always appreciate when you come through. Today, I have a guest that you guys are very, very familiar with, the KSB Lion. He is probably one of the most informed people that I know, so I could not restart my crypto journey without picking his brain and getting his expertise on areas that I know that he has tons of information on. So, yesterday I went through the process of just doing a software wallet, but I'm also in the market for a new hardware wallet. I did a Twitter poll just the other day, and I asked the community, got about 190 people to respond. I asked the community, what do they prefer? Is it Ledger? Is it Trezor? Because honestly, I just don't know. And so the split was basically 50-50. So it literally gave me no help. Like I needed more. So now I'm going to have KSB Lion kind of explain to me the differences in the models of Ledger. And then tomorrow, Crypto Vince will be with me to explain the differences in the models of the Trezor. So I'm not going to hesitate to keep him in the back any longer. How are you doing, KSB Lion?
Hi, BlaKC HEXican. Awesome to be here with you. How are you doing? I'm doing fine.
Oh, I'm doing great. It's always a good time when the KSB team can get back together.
Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all because there, even like in the broad crypto community, there is like a ongoing discussion, like which hardware wallet to use, which is the better one, and so on. And yeah, the discussion will like go on forever, I guess, because there is no fixed answer to that, you know.
Yeah. And I think a big part for me is kind of the budget aspect of it, right? You have one wallet that, has a decent price point, and then there's always like this second model that has like a much higher price point. So like not only do you have to decide between, this brand or this brand, then you've got to decide like how much money do I really want to spend on a hardware wallet, especially if you think you might need more than one. So I'm interested to get your take and find out what are the differences between the models and, what have you found success using?
Sure, yeah, and just like to give a little background, I am using hardware wallets since 2017, and I also not know about just one hardware wallet. I have actually like three different brands of hardware wallets, which I'm yeah all using from time to time.
So do you rank Ledger higher than the rest, or how are you, what's your
It's
preference?
just like it's more like a personal thing because I started out with a ledger, so I was like from the get-go I was used to ledger, and even like with the start of Hex I was still like just ledger, and then in the end of 2020 2021 I bought myself like some more hardware wallets, and there I also bought a Tracer. I also bought a SafePal wallet just to try out like different things which are on the market. And most of the time I'm still like using the ledger, and still like the earliest model of ledger. It's just like how I got to know it, you know, and then it's like, yeah, it's working, so why change it?
Totally hear you. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the ledger.com site. And I'm gonna say this first because I've got a lot of people that has been very, very stern with me because on the last the couple of streams ago, I have mentioned that I bought my first hardware wallet from Amazon. And they're like, you should never buy from a third party. You should always go straight to the website, which I totally understand. I see exactly why they're saying it. I personally, I feel that there is some safety with buying from the actual Ledger store on Amazon. That is their products. That is their store. They want to keep that as secure as they keep, their own products that come straight from their warehouse. And Trezor also has a store on Amazon. So I like the convenience of my Amazon Prime account that I'm going to get it like, next day or whatever and not pay shipping. But, whatever you decide, like buy it directly from the manufacturer, I think is the overall principle.
Yeah, no, let me say something to that. The principle is true, but it comes like from a time where we got like a few frauds where people bought a ledger, manipulated the ledger, and then put it for sale on Amazon, for example. But actually, I don't think even that they went up for sale. They specifically targeted like selected people and just sent them a free ledger, and then if those people were about to use this ledger, they lost their funds. And you should just not buy a used one, like like a second-hand ledger or something like that. If it's a new ledger, as you say, like from the ledger store over Amazon, I don't see like any risk, and I tell you also why. Because first thing, when you get your ledger delivered, first of all, you might notice like some damage in the packaging, if something is like off here. And then the most important thing, when you are connecting your ledger the first time, and then you also download the Ledger Live app, the first thing what the Ledger Live application is doing is it's checking your new ledger if it's a Genius device. So that was also like a one step the Ledger people, the company, implemented in order to prevent like this kind of fraud.
Okay. So they're even putting in safeguards to make sure that you don't get scammed by their
Yeah.
products.
Yeah.
Perfect. Like to hear that. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring that screen share back up so that we can
Mm-hmm.
kind of get into the different models. Now I know that you haven't had any experience with this Ledger Stax because it's not even out yet. I just learned about it when I was browsing the website that they are doing pre-orders and that it will start being shipped out. I want to say it said May. But right
Mm-hmm.
now, available, you can get the Ledger Nano S and the Ledger Nano X. And then they just kind of have
Mm-hmm.
like on their
Exactly.
website a little comparison as far as what's the difference, right? We see that it's missing
So
X.
yeah, missing some points there. And honestly, I've I like it that the Ledger Nano S is missing like some points like Bluetooth mobile connection and so on. So I, as a crypto user from the get-go, I don't want to have to deal with all my crypto transactions on the phone. I like to have the bigger screen of a PC, and that's why the Ledger Nano S is perfect for me. I don't need like to have any Bluetooth connection. It's just like another attack vector, which can possible lead to an issue. Maybe, nothing happened so far, but it's just like another thing, and another thing means that there is something else which might be able to hack it. And the Ledger Nano S is also like the cheapest option of all of those, and it fulfills everything you need. So it's to go with the other options is only needed if you are having like a crypto portfolio of 20 or more coins. Let's say 30 or more coins. With 20 you are still good, because most of the 20 are like ERC20 tokens which are on the Ethereum blockchain, and that's like everything on the Ethereum blockchain is all under one application. Just like if you have like 10 different blockchains, then the Ledger Nano S might not be enough in terms of capacity, of storage capacity, because it's the software always needs or like the hardware wallet always needs a software to run, and a software always has like some capacity, and the little Ledger Nano S is not having like a lot of space on it. The Ledger Nano S, Nano X, yes. So there you can store like plenty of things, and the new Ledger Stack is made in order to give the people, the crypto users, a better user experience, because that's like a little issue, but that's like a little weakness of the Ledger Nano S. It's a tiny little screen. I mean, I can show you maybe. So that's like you see that it's like really like two fingernails of a screen, and it's not that easy to read that. And then you just have like the two buttons, and sometimes if you have to claim like a bunch of things, or want to do like a bunch of transactions, you always have like this clicking around in order to confirm your transaction. I mean, I'm used to it, so I don't really mind it a lot or something like that. When it comes to the Ledger Nano X, you have like a bigger display and a little easier to navigate. And with the new Ledger Stacks, they want to get like the best user experience for their customers, where you also have like really this bigger thing in your hand, you know, with the optimized HD display and so.
Mm. So the main differences between the S model and the X is, it seems like the size,
Bluetooth.
like, yeah, like how much storage it has
The,
on it,
the, the yeah, the Bluetooth and the storage
and then
on it,
Bluetooth.
exactly. Yeah, and the price. That's why.
Right, which
So
which is,
and as it has like more storage on it, as it has like a bigger display, I'm sure it has like higher production costs, and that's why you have the price difference.
yeah. But that is something that you have to weigh if you're on a budget or new to crypto, especially. If I have $200, am I going to spend almost all of it on the device and then not be able to buy any crypto to put in the wallet? Or am I going to go with the cheaper device and then still be able to come into the crypto space with $100 buy or whatnot? you know so I think that that is something that people
Exactly.
think about a lot. And even for me, I don't know that Bluetooth connectivity is something that makes me want to pay that much more money. How safe is a Bluetooth mobile connection?
It's really so I have no record of anybody getting hacked because he was using like the Bluetooth. It's just like that people are saying that it is an attack vector. So maybe there could be something. I don't think so. And you know, if there is like a technology who might hack that, then I'm sure there will be plenty of people trying to count that, you know. So then it will just be like a software update or something like that needed, and then it's good again. But yeah, as you said, I have, I mean, I'm wearing glasses, but I have good eyes, and I don't care if it's like a little smaller on the screen, and if the thing has a Bluetooth connection or not. So I always went like for the cheaper ones, because you know they are fulfilling everything you need. So you don't get more security by buying one of the other ones.
Right. Okay. And so I've heard people mention before, and I'll probably go to Twitter and look at some of the comments that I got when I asked people's opinions. But I heard a guy say something about he likes the Ledger because it has the physical buttons. Does both the Ledger Nano S and the X have physical buttons, or is the one like touchscreen?
No, they have both physical buttons, and the new one, the Ledger Stacks, that will be like their new touchscreen only model.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then so like you were talking about the size. If you have a ton of coins, then you may need to get the Ledger Nano X. So is
Yeah,
it just
a ton of blockchains you're moving. I wouldn't say like a ton of
okay?
coins. I would say like blockchains, because you need a software application for Bitcoin. You need a software application for Ethereum. The same like for Tron and so on. You know. So like for
Okay,
the
so
Binance
it's,
Smart Chain, you need like another application and so on. And the S version is like supporting, I need to lie right now. I guess like only 6 blockchains or something like that. But you know, you won't like communicate with all the blockchains at the same time. So there is also the option that you can just delete one of the apps, install the next app, and then you move forward. And like deleting applications or installing them has nothing to do with like your crypto funds, because please remember, your crypto is not in your wallet. Your crypto is always on your private key on the blockchain. Your crypto is always on the blockchain, and you can move it with your private key. So that's how it's run.
okay, okay. So if I'm a new user and the only blockchain that I'm really experimenting with is Ethereum, right?
Then
That's then you're perfectly
that's
fine just with that lowest tier of model.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. Because as I said, it does not increase your security. It just increases like your user experience, maybe, or your storage capacity. That's all, not
Right.
your security. And when it comes to hardware wallets, the most important thing is security.
Absolutely. So for me, I don't know that I can justify spending the extra money on the X version if I'm new to crypto, if I'm, just exploring the Ethereum blockchain, maybe post-chain when it comes out, not doing a whole lot of things on all the different chains.
Yeah, so I would definitely recommend to go like for the cheapest option, especially like if the purchase of the hardware wallet is like part of your portfolio, you know. And if you, I don't know, want to start out with $1,000, then it's definitely better to not spend too much on the equipment, you know.
Yeah. I was trying to justify even considering the Stax model. I mean, of course it's pretty, right? Like you see nice shiny things. It's like going into the Apple store. You just want to buy stuff even if you don't need it. But I'm not seeing 300, it's almost $300. I'm not seeing $300 worth of value in just having a prettier model.
No, it's more like for existing users, you know, who are like already on the advanced portfolio, on a bigger one, on multiple blockchains, who just want to have like a easier user experience, because it's kind of a two-factor authentication what you're doing with your hardware wallet. So you're still like in your wallet, and you're still doing like your normal transactions, but then when you press the send button or the swap button, then you get like the connection to the ledger device, and the ledger device is asking you, do you want to do this transaction, do you want to pay this amount of fees, is that you, more or less, and then you accept it and send it, and then your transaction goes through. So you have like this second step, this kind of two-factor authentication thing. And the main reason to use a hardware wallet is that your seed phrase, so like your life of your wallet, is stored in an offline manner. So it's like in this little device, and if you put it in with the USB, it's never communicating like everything which is on here to your device, and it's only like um, it's there. So every time you need to do a blockchain transaction, you need to sign this blockchain transaction with your private key. And in this case, with the hardware wallets, the private key you have stored in your device, and then when you do a transaction, then the device pops up and says review transaction, gives you the details of this transaction, and then you make the accept and send with the hardware wallet, like your second approval, and only with this approval you can send funds around. So for example, if I only have my seed on a hardware wallet and I have this hardware wallet connected with a MetaMask, if somebody steals my PC and gets like access to the MetaMask because it's still open or easy password or whatever, he can still not move the crypto around because he would also need the passphrase for it. And in this case, the passphrase is on the ledger and the ledger is still with me. So no problem at all here.
Okay. So take me through it a little bit, because I actually, the only hardware wallet device that I've had is the Ledger, the S
Mm-hmm.
model. And
Mm-hmm.
I got it such a long time ago that I was completely new to crypto, not really understanding what I was doing. And my husband basically just handed me this box and was like, follow these steps. Right. So I really don't
Mm-hmm.
even remember how it's set up, how easy it was. I felt like I was just monkey see, monkey do, like do this,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was done. So explain that user experience a little bit. I just bought this new box. What do I do with it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just one more thing, because people are like, well, what's like if this company goes out of business again?
Mm.
It's just about your seed phrase. So then you can just like buy another hardware wallet, and with every hardware wallet in the beginning, it is asking you, do you want to set up a new device or do you want to restore an existing seed phrase, an existing wallet? And that's how you can like easily switch. So it is not a risk at all if the company you bought the hardware wallet from is getting bankrupt or something like that, or out of business. And those things are also for the long term, I would say. So it's not like a cell phone. So I couldn't like do good stuff with my 5.5-year-old cell phone, but with my 5.5-year-old Ledger Nano S, I can still do everything I need to do. So it's not like that you need to update your hardware wallet every year or every 2 years or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, that's very.
So back to the setup process. You got it, you unpack it, you put it in. Then the device tells you to download ledger.com/start in order to download the Ledger Live application as well. And then it's a little bit up to you. I guess you can already go forward on the little device, or you wait until the Ledger Live application is downloaded. If you open that up the first time and your ledger is connected, the application will make sure that your device is genius. Genius? No, not genius. How do you call it? Help me out with English.
Genius.
Genuine.
Oh, genuine?
No?
Like real?
Genuine. Yeah. Yeah, real. Real and like unique, and nobody manipulated it first.
Mhm.
And then on the little device itself, you just click through, and it tells you like welcome, and asks you if you want to set up as a new device or do you want to restore from an existing wallet. And then if you go like to new device, it will show you your personal seed phrase. You don't need to have any connection to the internet while doing that, by the way. And then you just go like word by word by word and write it down on a piece of paper with a pencil, not write it down like on a Word document or in your phone or something like that. And write it down in a good handwriting, check it again and so on. And then you have the 24 words, and then your device itself is checking if you wrote it down correctly. And then the device is showing you all the words again, and you need to put them in order. And after that's done, you're good. And I forgot one little thing in the beginning. So the first thing what happens when you put it in is that the device is asking you to create a pin, or if it's already an installed device, then like to put in the pin code, which can be a number between 4 and 8 digits.
Okay. Yeah, because I know that I've done that. So now that you have your seed phrase all set up and everything, and you're ready to use it, how do you go about connecting that to MetaMask?
Yes, pretty easy. So you're done with that, but before you connect it with MetaMask, you have to do one more step, because then now you have the seed phrase, and this seed phrase is in your ledger device, but there are no applications on it still. So
Mhm.
as I said before, you also need to install the software apps on your ledger device in order to get like the user interfaces to communicate with the blockchain. And so what you're doing, you're going in your Ledger Live application, and there you go to manager, and there you just press the install button of the blockchains you want to have installed. So for example, if you have Bitcoin, then you go with the Bitcoin app. If you have Ethereum or anything on the Ethereum platform, then you go with the Ethereum application. And if you have like coins on the Binance Smart Chain, for example, then you also have the BSC application there.
Got it.
And after that, there is like a little clue I need to give you here, because when you have the Ledger hardware wallet connected with a MetaMask and you want to do transactions, then you need to enable the so-called blind signing. I don't know why they have such weird words for that, but yeah, they're calling it blind signing, even if you say see everything, and you yourself are doing it. So whatever, it's called blind signing. And in order to find that, after you install the Ethereum application on your Ledger device, you go on the device, go in the Ethereum app, then you press 2 times to the right to go to settings, and then you see blind signing, and usually underneath it, it stands uh, disabled. And then you select it with a double click on both buttons, and then you see blind signing enabled, and then you go out of the settings menu, and you're good to go. And then to connect it with a MetaMask, you're just doing a dummy MetaMask. So create a new MetaMask, but with a new private key as well. That's really important, because if you're putting in the 24-word private key, what you just created of the ledger, you're destroying your security model, because you bought the hardware wallet in order to create this seed phrase offline, and then you are just putting it on in online again. So then doing that, you're destroying your security model. So what you're doing is you create a dummy MetaMask with a new 12-word seed phrase, private key. And once that's done, you're just opening up this MetaMask, go on the settings button, uh, the the colorful circle, and go to add hardware wallet or connect with hardware wallet. Then you select the ledger, you wait a little bit, and then you just select the first address or the address where your Ethereum is on it, and then you're good to go. Then you have your ledger connected with the MetaMask, with the hardware wallet. But as I said, as long as you don't have the ledger in your USB port as well, you cannot make any transaction, but you can look at your whole portfolio.
Okay. Okay. So I know one time I had an issue where I plugged in my ledger, and for whatever reason, it just would not connect. Is that sometimes
Mhm.
like a browser issue? Does Ledger have like hiccups with Chrome, or what happens there?
There are like those hiccups. So they are always just like user interface hiccups, or like connection hiccups. It's sometimes Google Chrome makes an update, and then after that, Ledger needs to do like an update in order to fit everything again. Or yeah, so I remember that in the beginning of Hex, I started out with Firefox. Then Firefox had like problems. Then I did it like with Google Chrome, and then Google Chrome had problems again. Then I was switched back to Firefox, and now I'm on Google Chrome again. So there are 3 browsers supporting the whole system. This is the Google Chrome browser, the Brave browser, and the no, what's the third one?
Firefox?
And Firefox, yeah, sorry.
Mhm.
And the Firefox browser is the third one, yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, sometimes there are hiccups. If you have or experience those, let's talk about like what you can do
Do
at first.
okay.
So what you can do at first is restart your ledger device. You can not like reset, just restart, like pull it out of the USB, put it in. If you have like two USB ports, try the other one. You won't believe me, but one time that solved my problem. I just like I don't know why, because like a week later I used the other USB port and it worked fine as well. So it's sometimes it's just weird, yeah. Then so you can try to unplug this one. You can try to restart your PC, for example. Then you can try to open up your Ledger Live application to look if there is a update of the Ledger software itself, or if there is like of one of the applications, like the Ethereum application, from time to time needs an update. And sometimes they are updating Ledger Live itself, like the application software.
Mhm.
And yeah, those updates are done. And the last thing what you can look up if you have like any problems, if you don't already have a stuck transaction in your on the blockchain, like a pending transaction. And in order to look that up, you are going to etherscan.io, and there you copy paste your public address, and then you see it like right away if there is a pending address or not.
Okay. Little troubleshooting. Yeah, I've definitely ran into that problem. And just was
Yeah,
kind of
me too.
stuck. Like I don't know. And then I just left it alone. And the next time I came back to it, it worked again. So I just let it go. But that is something that I wondered, is that specific to Ledger, or does that happen with Trezor as well? Does that just happen all across the board, or what is that about?
I mean, uh, I cannot say that for sure because I like for 95% of the time I'm using the ledger. So I did like yeah 1,000 transactions more with ledger than with the other hardware wallets. So I can really not say. So yes, I had those troubles with the ledger and not with Tracer or SafePal wallet. No.
Okay. So yeah, I felt, that was pretty informative. I think I have a good understanding of the differences between the models, what one offers as opposed to the other. I think that it is kind of a budget decision, maybe how deep into crypto you are, as far as how much or what you really need to have access to. And I'm gonna have to give you
Mhm.
the mic real quick because it looks like I'm losing power. One sec.
All right, yeah. I mean, I also have something more to share with the audience because lots of people who are in their crypto journey and are already like, okay, let's go with a hardware wallet, let's be safe and so on. They are most of them. They are also like thinking of friends and family, and some of them also are thinking of, okay, let's get some other people as well in the market. And sometimes they have kids, sometimes we are talking about friends, sometimes it's a different form of family. And there are two different options what you have. So with one ledger you have like both options, but let's talk about the two options. So if you say, okay, I want to give a wallet, a secure wallet, to my kids in the family, for example, or to people who are not really knowing about financial markets yet. And in order to do that, you might want to keep their crypto for them, but still like separated, and in order to do that you would just need this one private key, and then you can make several wallets with the one private key. And for example, like in your case, you have some kids, for example, yeah, and hex stakes for the maximum amount of time, 5555, are like great if you have little ones, because once they need the money, their first maximum stake is done already. And best thing to do is have that on a safe wallet, and just take the airdrops who comes with that stake maybe. And besides that, just leave that alone, just look watch the security, that this private key is just never getting online. And then that's a good way to do it. And how do you do with your kids, for example? There I would just keep the same private key and go with different wallets, because they could still in the future look up their portfolio, because you put it on a separated address. So what they can still do is like look it up, like, okay, how much days are left, how much accrued interest is there, how much other coins did I get, like in the course of the time where we are active staking here. And then there is the second options what you have with the same one ledger. You can create different private keys. I mean, it's a little hustle, because you create the first private key, then you're resetting the ledger, then you're making a new private key. And like for every new private key you're doing, if you only have one of the devices, you would need to reset and then make a new one, and then like restore it again, and so on. But you can still do that this way as well. And why should you do it this way? This is when you want to give some crypto to somebody, in a secure way, but they should be able to hold that in their own hands. So if that's like just a long-term stake, you can put it all on a piece of paper, and give that piece of paper to them. And if they need to do something, and if they are friends, just invite them to your house, and then you reset your ledger, and then he comes with his private seed, then you reset no re- you restore the ledger with his private seed, and then you can do all the transactions. And he also never has the problem to put his private key online. And then once he has the success in crypto, the crypto grow, then he uh, probably wants to spend his own money on his own hardware wallet. And then he already created the private key on a safe hardware wallet, and he knows that this private key is a safe one. So once his hardware wallet arrives, he just needs to restore the hardware wallet with his 24 words, and then he's good to go.
So you've said this a couple times, so I just kind of want to ask. We know that when you get your private key through the ledger, it gives you 24 words. And ideally, what's safest is to plug your ledger in, and to transact with MetaMask like that. But you also have the option to just plug those 24 words directly into MetaMask. What is the harm? What is the risk in doing that?
You're basically destroying the security model, and then you won't need to purchase the hardware wallet in the first place, because the main reason for the hardware wallet is to create this 24 words in an offline way, without like the connection to the internet. And if you then in the later stage put the same words online into a web page or in a MetaMask or wherever, then you're just completely destroying your own security model.
Are those words like stored in MetaMask where they can be accessed later and hacked, like, or once you remove MetaMask from the extension, remove that extension, then does it go away? Or is it
I
always kind of there?
uh, I mean, to some of the things, yes and no. So let's go like through them bit by bit. When it comes to MetaMask, the 12 words what MetaMask offers you are stored in the background of the MetaMask. So if you go to the advanced settings, you could see those 12 words. So if somebody gets like hacks your PC and gets like access to your MetaMask password, he can just go like advanced settings, get the private key, go to a completely different device, just download and the normal MetaMask plugin there, put in your 12 words, and then he can rob your entire wallet, and you would not even know like who it is or something like that. And but what you can do, for example, you can still like start off with a MetaMask, because if you're just more or less secure that or sure that nobody will steal your computer in the next couple of months or years or something like that, then you know that you are at metamask.io, and you know that you have some firmware on your device, and you're not like watching porn all day and clicking on all the spam links you're getting with your email account and so on. Then it's not a then MetaMask is still safe. It's not like being unsafe or safe. It's more like being safe or safer. So MetaMask is a safe wallet, but if you want to have it safer, you definitely want to have hardware wallets. And I believe me, you sleep better if you have everything on hardware wallets.
Yeah. But you were saying like the 12 words. So that's like saying that you just set up a new account with MetaMask and then you got their 12 words. I'm saying if you type in your 24 words that you created with your hardware device into MetaMask, will those words be in the advanced settings too? Will somebody be able to access those words?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they would be also in the advanced settings, because the software needs to have to store your private key. Also, the Ledger software needs to store your private key, but it does it in a way that it is isolated from the World Wide Web, so to speak. In this encrypted device. And when it comes to MetaMask, also needs to have the seed in the background in order to sign the transactions. And yes, it will always be there in the advanced settings and seed phrase. And in order to not do that is because you can just create a dummy MetaMask and then edit or connected with a hardware wallet, and that's it. But the other way around, you can still enhance your security. So let's say you started off with a normal MetaMask, and then you made your long-term stakes on it, and then a year later, Hex made nice gains, and now you're like, "Ooh, that's a lot of money. I want to increase my security." But if you make traditional hex stakes, you cannot like send them to a new device, to a new wallet address. They are on this wallet address. So what can you do? What you can do is purchase a hardware wallet, and then you are restoring that hardware wallet with your MetaMask seed. And then you're deleting your existing MetaMask. And again, you're doing a new MetaMask, a dummy one with new 12 words. And with the dummy MetaMask, you connect that one with your hardware wallet. And now your old seed phrase, which was like a little more exposed because it was in the background of the MetaMask, is now safely stored in the Ledger device. And you
dummy word
definitely increased. Yeah, the dummy words are just in the PC, and the real words where the real value is on is in the hardware wallet as well. Again, or is in the hardware wallet from then on.
Yeah. Yeah, at some point, we might have to do another little tutorial, little walkthrough as far as doing that, as far as having a MetaMask that's already funded, but wanting to migrate or transition into the hardware wallet. That's something that I haven't done, so I'm interested to learn how that process goes. Seems pretty simple
Sure,
though. Seems pretty straightforward.
I could show you that with like 3 different hardware wallets. Yeah, it's not a real complicated stuff. And when it comes to the KSB TV account, our Kryptosparbuch, our onboarding account, this is actually a plain MetaMask account. It's also a security for myself, because if something happens to that, I would know, okay, maybe somebody wants to attack me. I need to step up my security level. But yeah, even with, or also with this one, let me think about it. It's existing since November or December. I guess since December 2019, and yeah, no issues with that. The the most problems users on the crypto market have are sometimes completely new users who are just like making a Google search, and then from the get-go they are getting the wrong software, like a mal software from the get-go. That was an issue I heard like several times already. And the biggest issue is people not reading and people not like looking and just like connecting their wallet to any new decentralized application out there. And like hey guys, look up this link, it's a nice way to make money, and people are clicking on that, and then the MetaMask pops up, and just like and then you would need to go in the advanced showings or in the advanced settings in order to see like what will really happen when I accept this right now. And yeah, that's like how more people are fucking it up. It's like by allowing malicious access to their wallets. And
Mm.
they are actually, hardware wallets are not saving you from that. So
Right.
if you have your ledger in there, if you're going to a site which has like malintentions, and then the site is asking you, please allow
Mm-hmm.
uh, unlimited swaps for all your coins in your wallet, and then you're not reading and just like, yeah, yeah, it's okay, yeah, yeah, and then you're uh, saying, yeah, it's okay on your ledger device as
Permissions.
well, and
Yeah.
then you allowed the mal actor to access your wallet and to swap everything out.
Yeah. So on the basic software wallet, once remove the extension, right? That's something that my husband always tells me because I do play around with some software wallets, especially when
Mhm.
like ETH Fair and ETH Pal came up. I wasn't going to use my ledger. I wasn't going to access my real wallet, but I wanted to see what was going on over there. So I made, these dummy accounts. But once
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
remove the extension, right, from Chrome or whatever browser you're using, does that
Mhm.
essentially delete all your information, or does it still live somewhere where it can be accessed?
I mean, I would also like delete my browser history afterwards. There, I'm not sure if and um, usually you're right. The only problem you could run into is if somebody is already like watching your moves on your PC like from before,
Hmm.
because then he like has a screen where you just see the 12 words, and then, oh, okay, that's it. But
Hmm.
yeah, if you don't have like a mal software from the get-go, like before you even start your crypto journey on your device, then that's definitely a safe thing to do. Because if you delete the plugin and somebody robs your PC, or somebody gets hacks your PC and gets full access, then he does not even see a MetaMask. And if you just like adds a MetaMask, then he would just like get the same question as you're getting. Do you want to set up a new device, or do you want to restore an existing device?
Hmm. Yeah, because I'm always nervous that that password is just not enough. Like if you leave that extension on there and then every time you click on that box, then it just asks for the password. That always feels
Mhm.
like somebody could get in there. So I think.
Yeah, definitely an attack vector, yeah. And if you want to eliminate that, that's where the hardware wallets are for, yeah. And what else? I mean, if you for example just want to move a little bit on a separated wallet, let's say you are already like years in the crypto market, and your wallet address is already having like a lot of volume, and you're saying, no, let's split it up a little bit in order to de-risk, in order to have that in more than just one wallet. Then it's still in us to just have one hardware wallet, and it's actually not important if you have like the ledger, the tracer, a safeco wallet, whatever. uh, if you want to make like a completely new one, then at first you're resetting this device. It's like the same as deleting the MetaMask plugin, but then you're going again with the device in order to create the 24 words, because it's about how you create the words. It's not about, it's also like how you store them, but the first question is like, how are you creating them? And the safest way of creating them is on a hardware wallet, offline.
Perfect. So you really don't need multiple hardware wallets. When I see my husband ordering new hardware wallets, he could really just reset the one he has, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, I also have a bunch of hardware wallets, but yeah, you could theoretically do everything with one hardware wallet. Yeah.
Is there a benefit? What made you get multiple hardware wallets?
It's a little pain in the ass if you want to restore 24 words with the little Ledger Nano S, because so it's like word 1, and then you have A, B, C, D, E until Z, and then you are clicking until your letter. I mean, the more letters you put in, the less letters of the alphabet the device gives you. And usually after 3 to 4 letters, you have like the option to select like one of the words which would match here. So it's not too bad, but it is yeah. So when was that? Yeah, I guess like in the beginning of last year, like in March, some new coin started up, and there was like special bonus if you do something like now. And then I was like sitting the whole day, and like with one hardware wallet, I needed to put in like 4 or 5 seed phrases. Luckily, 2 of them were just 12 words, but the other 3 were 24 words. And then I had, yeah, now I know exactly how it was. And then I had one seed phrase with the word price. But when it comes to the word list, there is one word with named price and price. So one written like with an S and one written with a Z. And I had written it down correctly on my backup, on my piece of paper, but the ledger device, I was like PRE, and then it was like price, but I guess with a Z or something, and I was like, oh yeah, that's it. And then it was like, no, like wrong private key. Huh? Weird, no? Okay, let's do it again, I did it again, and then like again, wrong private key, and I was like, starting to sweat. Like, what's going on here? And then like the third time, I realized that this is my issue, and yeah. So yeah, it's convenience. So if you have multiple wallets, then maybe you also want to have more than one hardware wallet, because it's a little inconvenient to if you need to do several transactions with several wallets per month if you do that just with one hardware wallet. But to start off,
Yeah.
it's one of the best hardware wallets you can get there. Also, like with the price value ratio when it comes to the Ledger Nano S.
Perfect. This was very informative. I can't say that I have any more questions. I think that you definitely helped me to understand what I'd be getting. I'm not going to make my decision 100% yet. I'm going to give Crypto Vince the opportunity tomorrow to tell me all about the Trezor and why I should go that direction. But I definitely feel fully informed when it comes to the Ledger model. So thank you for that.
Mhm. And definitely like look it up financially, like how much would you pay for a Ledger Nano S, how much would you pay for the low tracer model, and then it's so this is like the first decision to make, I guess, and then the second decision to make is like, okay, what would I like to use personally more, the Ledger, for example, in my point of view, is a little more user friendly, like to use it, to see it, to interact with it. But let's see what CryptoWinds has to tell us tomorrow about that.
Yeah, I look forward to hearing what he's gonna say. So thank you for streaming with me today, KSB Lion. It's always a pleasure. Thank you guys for being in the chat. Didn't have any questions coming in, so I think that you were able to explain it to where everybody feels fully informed. So, any final words from you before I end the stream?
No, it's thanks for the people watching. You know, if there are any more questions, then just contact us, just come in the chats, and ask us. You know, it's like there are plenty of people who are a little like, huh, how should I do that, and so on. And I guess the explanation how I gave it to you, if you want to control still the portfolio of the person you want to give crypto, for example, then just make a new address on the same seed phrase. And if you want to give them crypto which they should look after themselves, then create a new seed phrase and give them the seed phrase, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye bye, all the best.